Dota 2 Asia Championships qualifiers. This is the America or North America region. To be precise, we've got 4 teams competing: Fire, Complexity, eHug, as well as Cloud9. This match will be a best of 3, and as the draft gets underway, we'll take a very quick look at the brackets just so you can familiarize yourselves with the format here. It is a double elimination format, and of course your first place team will be going to the LAN finals to be held in China. At this point, the Dota 2 Asia Championships are looking more and more to be a mini TI, basically. The prize pool now surpassing $1 million and change. In fact, it continues to grow, and this is before the tournament releases the next Immortals chest, which I believe there's another chest coming fairly soon. But in the meantime, thank you all very much for your support for the event already, and I'm sure the players will certainly appreciate it. With that said, we get underway here with our double elimination format, our first game of many to come, and of course only first place will be going to your LAN finals. So with that said, Fire Dota comes into this tournament very hot. This is an old school name for those who are not familiar with the name Fire. It dates back, it predates Complexity. So you go back to TI2, even before there was Complexity, there was Fire. And it's a team that Fluff and Stuff kind of found his mojo with. He did the blog after things started to go south with Team Liquid, talked about how he felt like he'd kind of lost his way a bit, and his motivation had somewhat failed him. But this Fire team looks really scary. Just looking at some of their recent results, they come into this series having 2-0'd their last 4 best of 3s. They took down Complexity 2-0. Now, just a reminder, all these matches predate New Year. So it's been about 10, 11 days, but they 2-0'd Complexity, they 3-0'd Root in a best of 5 finals, they 2-0'd eHug, and they 2-0'd Leviathan. So I think no big surprise that this Fire team looks scary, but by golly, they surely do. I'm LD, of course, if you haven't heard of me. I'll be joined here shortly by Merlini. He's just running around getting set up real quickly. But yeah, this is our game 1, and we look at the draft now a bit. It's kind of a, at least for me, having not cast much American Dota lately, it's a very different type of draft. It's like mostly been covering iLeague as of late, a lot of Chinese teams, and you just look at some of the picks and bans, and this is a complete change up. Night Stalker banned in the first phase by Complexity, something that is completely ignored right now in the Asian scene. But Witch Doctor will actually be the first overall pick here for Complexity. And we're going to see a Marana Centaur reply from Fire. The support Marana has not really been invoked. It's mostly faded at this point. We don't see it too much nowadays. Going through the remaining, it's been a second phase Naga ban from Complexity to go along with this Ancient Apparition. On the side of Fire, they're going to remove the Drow Ranger. Seeing that Puck Witch Doctor, you've already got 2 ranged heroes. Could synergize quite well, and with the Witch Doctor heal, you've got a lot of pushing potential early on. So, with that said, I will welcome in Merlini.
Hello.
Ben, how you doing?
How's it going? Fire versus Complexity. Look, it seems like I just casted these 2 teams not too long ago. Been seeing a lot of them.
It's Fluff against his old team, man. How are you gonna kill your?
There's none of his old members though.
Not the actual teammates, the name.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of that coming up too, with all the shuffles.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're gonna have a lot of grudge matches headed our way. But what are your thoughts on this draft here? So things that jump out at me, having cast a lot of Asian Dota lately: Night Stalker first phase ban, Witch Doctor first overall pick. Are these pretty standard? You've been playing a lot of NEL lately. Are you surprised by anything so far in the draft, or all pretty much what you would expect?
I'm surprised by no Tidehunter. Probably the most surprising thing to me. Other than that, Witch Doctor, support first, Marana. The Marana early pick also is a little bit surprising. I suppose Fire does like it with Fluff roaming on that Marana, but it is a very risky first pick. I like the Sand King pickup too, especially I think with Fog playing on it. A lot of mass stuns, good ways to stop the Witch Doctor ultimate. Decent lanes, although it is a little bit greedy. Sand King can't really roam around on his own. Marana kind of, but they may struggle in that maybe like 3 to 10 minute phase where Sand King is searching for their Blink Dagger and Marana is under leveled, especially if she misses a few arrows.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Looks like we had the wrong mic unmuted. Should be fixed in 2 minutes when the delay catches up. If it's not, just let me know and we'll continue working on it. But the Juggernaut comes out now, so we're seeing the heal strat. Ancient Apparition was banned in the previous phase, so it looks like Complexity, maybe some heavy push early on.
Juggernaut's the new it carry.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
He seems to be the bee's knees. A lot of people even picking him first phase at times or banning him very early in the draft. So.
He's like Nyx 2.0. With this.
Lifestealer 2.0, you think?
Yeah, he's just really difficult to kill and can do a lot of damage without being able to be focused down pretty easily. And then the Rage TP makes you able to split push, which is pretty atypical for a hero like Juggernaut. Or for a melee carry, rather.
Yeah, and there's not generally many heroes early on that have any way to disable him through that. So even if you want to build like something like a Basher or Abyssal Blade, that takes quite a bit of time, and we don't actually see that many heroes picked right now that have lockdown that goes through Magic Community. Like we used to see a lot more like Beastmaster, and I guess part of it is that a lot of BKB carries have fallen out of favor. But
yeah, no more Bane really either.
Bane, Beastmaster.
Those are probably your best.
Enigma isn't that popular right now, although using Black Hole for that is a pretty big cooldown. But Fire will go for the Venomancer here. So generally when we see this hero, it does a core mid. Do you expect the same out of Fire?
I don't see why not. I don't think they can run it carry because that means that they're going to have to put like a farmer mid for TC, and none of the really good mid farmers match up well versus Juggernaut in the mid or late. Ush has been playing a lot of Faceless Void too, so I think that's something that they might go for, but I think a Juggernaut can actually beat out a Void in the late game if you're good about positioning. Like if you get a Blink Dagger, and then you can just try and avoid Chronos and just Omni Slash him once his Time Walk is down, so...
Yeah, is the Void even going to be picked, I guess, will be the question here. We go towards the last few picks. The Nature's Prophet now comes out from Complexity. Again, giving them a lot of pushing power early if they want that, but still pretty good late game here. The Puck can scale fairly well. Witch Doctor, if he gets his farm, certainly can, and you've got a Juggernaut Nature's Prophet. No real hard carries in this draft, but definitely solid scaling semi-cores for Complexity.
I'm surprised they went with Veno after the Jug pick, because Jug Healing Ward will heal through all of Veno's damage easily, if left alive. And they don't really have the best heroes to try and kill a Healing Ward too. Even with Stampede, it's going to be rather difficult. Ideally, you want something like a Lycan Wolf, or something simple to maneuver like that that won't really cost you that much uptime.
5th ban. It'll be the support lane. No, Morphling will get banned out here by Complexity. And looking at their draft, they didn't have the best tools to deal with it, but a similar carry, a split pusher who generally is great when you have limited lockdown, will be picked up now. The Anti-Mage for Fire. So they solidify their mid to late game here quite a bit. And looking at Complexity, they do have 2 natural hex carriers in the Puck and the Prophet, but barring farming that, it's going to be difficult to lock this AM down after the laning stage.
The easiest way to deal with Omni Slash is to get a hero with a pseudo blink. Anti-Mage with the real blink is good. Morphling, Faceless Void, I think Storm Spirit's also pretty good. You could also try and tank it up with Meepos, but generally Ghost Scepter isn't a good enough solution. Like, he'll just purge it off, so you can't usually use
now that you can use items in Omni Slash as well.
Yeah, well, you could before, it's just no one really got Diffusal before, but... Now, like, you can't use Shadow Fiend, Luna, Gyro. Like, these heroes just get owned by a Juggernaut. Lifestealer, most of them can't get away from the...
It'll be the Abaddon for Complexity. Kind of interesting to see, because frankly, it's just not a hero that's been in vogue as of late. Great against, like, those chain stun burst damage type lineups, and Fire have stat to some extent now. With the Sand King, the Centaur, Mirana, if someone gets arrowed, you just shield them, and... Between that, the Juggernaut Blade Fury, the Witch Doctor heal, Puck's elusiveness, this is it might be a frustrating game for Mirana, which I imagine we'll see in Fluff and Stuff's hands here as the players start selecting their heroes. So
I think I dislike the Veno pick of all the picks here. He doesn't really seem to be able to do that much. He might like do okay in lane versus the Puck, but I don't imagine it as like the super annoying TC hero that he usually plays. He usually plays like Viper, Panda, and Razor, I would say, are the ones that I see him on the most. And it's just too slow damage versus a like Puck, Juggernaut, and an Abaddon, both of which you need a lot of burst, I'd say. And Anti-Mage kind of fits the bill too. He's mediocre. Okay,
so you like the AM pick this game overall?
I like the AM more than the Veno.
Okay.
But the Veno doesn't really seem to fit in that much. They have like a lot of AoE stun too, like Centaur and Sand King, and they have like Veno follow-up, but if they don't kill anyone, Healing Ward and Abaddon, well, they can't kill Abaddon, and then the Healing Ward is just going to heal him right up too, so I don't know. I'm skeptical of Fire's ability to actually kill people in team fights, and they're mostly going to be fighting 4-on-5 too with the anti-mage pick.
And a decent 4v5 lineup. They have good AoE nuke damage, no real heavy bursts against heroes that have magic immunity though, and that's where this Juggernaut pick could really pay off for Complexity, but we'll hold that thought, get underway with our game number 1. This is a best of 3. I believe the admins just forgot to indicate that, guys, but it's a double elimination format. Nobody eliminated off of this match, but winner gets one step closer to the big dance in China. And with that said, introducing the lineups now. We've got Swindle Melons. He'll be taking up your Juggernaut. Heading towards the safe lane will be Z-Freak on the Witch Doctor. Going mid is Biver, standing in as the puck that puts Moon Meander onto the support of Baden, and it leaves Limp as the what looks to be off-lane Nature's Prophet. And on the dire side, the team that comes in a lot hotter than Complexity is going to be Ush on the anti-mage, rising star carry player in the North American scene, Fluff and Stuff, the wily veteran on his support Marana, Fog, another wily veteran on the Sand King. Going mid will be TC on the core Veno, and that leaves IX Mike, who's really kind of burnished his resume as of late, playing a ton of NEL, getting back into fighting shape, and doing a great job here for Fire. He'll be in the off-lane as the Centaur. So predictions, I guess, Ben, we haven't done those in a while. Coming in, Fire look a lot hotter than Complexity, no pun intended. But what are your thoughts? Do you expect this to be an easy win for Fire? Do you think it'll be a back-and-forth battle?
2-1 Fire. IX Mike has been a lot more consistent as of late, but he still has a tendency to have like a really bad game now and then. And I think he'll probably
He'll have at least one, you think?
Yeah, and it's really difficult to win when your offlaner struggles as hard as IX Mike does sometimes. But I mean, he's been doing so much better. Yeah,
that's the thing for me is there was a period where I think Mike got a bit. To be fair, the guy kind of attracts hate to himself with his persona, but he was getting a bit more hate than what he deserved. But he was not playing particularly well by any stretch. But he's really seemed to have stepped his individual play up lately, and it's been impressive. So let's see if he can keep it up here.
He's like the U.S. Illidan.
Yeah, that's true. Illidan's done a complete 180 as well. So it looks like for now, Fire are going to be running a defensive tri-lane. The Nature's Prophet trying to be a bit of a nuisance to these supports, looking to disrupt some stacking shenanigans perhaps. We'll see if the Treant moves into the camp. Looks like it'll try and get in the way. Yep, camp blocked, so no stacking as of yet for your Sand King. Just trying to slow down Fogged a bit early on.
I'm glad you didn't say complete 360. You're not one of those people.
Has someone said that before to you?
I've heard that a fair amount, actually. Probably really? More than 180, yes. Unfortunately. And I'm just like, do you know what 360 degrees is?
Do you know what a degree is? Do you even math?
Do you know numbers?
Geometry. Not our strong suit here. Well, we're doing good so far, so let's see if we can keep it up. We're
doing well.
We're doing good. Good is the more like...
Superman does good. You do well.
I do both.
You do both.
Occasionally. Well, for now it looks like Fog will kind of just chill in the jungle, but these Treants are on the move to scout him out, so it's been a nice job of Limp early on. Let's see if he can block this. He's going to hit the wrong way. I jinxed him. The jinx is real. But yeah, the Sand King will be AFK jungling. A Marana player still yet to really get aggressive. Fluff just kind of comfortable to stay in this top lane, do a bit of zoning, but he's not really keeping Limp out of experience range. Now hits level 3 and...
Oh, Fog smoked. I don't know if that Treant saw him. I don't think so.
Okay. It was like down here.
It was like really close.
Yeah. It looks like it did, and he's going to get the jump here on Limp. Could be our first blood. No Treants in position, but now the regular creeps come through. Can't find the arrow. Fluff unable to engage. The creep wave came at the right time, and in the meantime, mid lane, IX Mike makes his rotation mid, but Biver barely able to survive thanks to Moonmeander's timely rotation. So they keep the puck alive, and for now, the Centaur will have to journey back to the offlane.
I think he could have shot that arrow like instantly. They waited a little bit too long, and it's full daytime vision, so they could have seen the creeps coming. But that was a lot of time wasted for all Fog there. But he will make it back in time for the 3-minute stack.
Yeah, he didn't actually miss a stack, but
well,
it is a big investment using your smoke early on and getting nothing out of it.
He really needs his level 3.
Yeah, that's where Fluff may have to go roaming a bit. Give Fog the secondary experience in this top lane, and it doesn't really seem like they're going to be able to do anything to Limp. With that first gank failing, you go for a second gank here, and your Sand King ends up being like level 2 at 5-6 minutes. And so much for a timely Blink Dagger at that point.
So we see Z-Free go for a very aggressive build. No value point in the heal like you normally see. Ix might kind of forced out of the jungle with that one. But he's still almost level 4, on par with Limp on the Nature's Prophet. Yeah,
hasn't quite done as much economic damage, but he's getting his levels as an offlane Centaur, which is certainly important. Z-Freak is doing a good job in his own right, level 3. The Jug, pretty much uncontested, 19-3, but on the other side, you've got Ush sitting at 20-12 on the anti-mage, so getting essentially free farm this far. And we'll see now Biver and Moomiander look to rotate back towards mid. The 4-minute rune will spawn. TC just chilling here, continuing to be a nuisance, spamming the Plague Wards, and not an easy hero to gank, especially with this particular draft. Just until the puck comes online, there's Complexity not very good at applying pressure.
He has a pay-to-lose arrow.
The more visible one.
Yep.
But it looks pretty.
Not
where's
worth
the arrow
it.
slot?
It's the
crescent bow.
Yeah. Not worth
that thing
it.
is way too visible. I'm surprised it's never been fixed. Reddit complained about it.
I mean, it's not like you have to use it, though. You could just unequip it. So, I mean, I don't really...
It's funny because people like standing out more than they do running Dota, I guess. A lot of people use this arrow.
I mean, when I wasn't playing Dota 1, I would always pick, like, dark green if I could to blend in with the green map. I'm that guy.
Hide in the neutral camps as Ogre. We gotta show that clip sometime during the game. But I'm classic Dota 1
I'm
moments.
all for the non-visibility.
Non-visibility.
Invisibility. It's not really invisibility.
It's not invis though. Yeah, that's true.
Just not visible tactics.
With that said, Fog will get his level 3. So I guess this is the key thing now for Fire. He can go back, start farming this big camp, and in the meantime, Complexity, until their puck really gets active, Biver, probably the only one who's going to get things done for them at this stage of the game.
Where's he supposed to get active on, though? He definitely needs coil. So he has coil now, but Sand King's all the way in the jungle. That's a really difficult kill. I guess they need Nature's Prophet to kill someone, too.
Bottom lane, big Omni Slash from Swindle, and it's going to be followed up by a Blade Fury. Nice long-range cask initiation, and at long last, First Blood is drawn here. Z-Freak with the extremely from downtown style cask.
That's too easy.
Yeah. That was impressive. And they unfortunately did not have Stampede yet. He's only level 4, so no way for him to get out of that Blade Fury damage.
Moonmeander stalking Fluff.
This is going to be a little unfortunate for him. He shows up a bit late. We'll get a bit of experience here and actually drop a Sentry Ward for Moomiander. Fluff was ready for this, but he just waddles out of range. Turns to nuke the creep. Well, that's a bold play, Moomiander. He's going to pay for it with his life. Really? Not sure what the game plan was there, but definitely not worth it. What the hell was that? Oh, man.
Well, that was a nice sentry, though, by Fluff. I guess
but he could have like just calmly walked out of range.
He panicked. He's like, "Oh crap, they see me. Oh wait, there's a centaur that's low.
All right, I'm gonna die at invis." Because he embraced death. Death came to him. So it was a chicken or egg problem, I guess. You. Denied. We'll see. For now, Biver sits back mid lane. TC just continue to spam the wards, and it doesn't seem like there's anyone who can really dislodge him from this lane. So they continue to farm.
Ush went an aggressive build too with the 3 blink. You don't see that very often on anti-mage.
Yeah, you'll see the blink max first often, but generally not at this stage of the game. Normally there's a couple more points in stats. Sometimes you even get the mana burn if you're up against like a melee offlane in particular. IX Mike, this could be one of those games. He gets caught out again bottom lane. There is a Sprout, but they go for the Nature's Prophet ult. Instead, they can't quite finish the job. And IX Mike scurries to safety. The Tranquil Boots definitely paying for themselves there. I'll make it out. So, on the flip side, it looks like Fog's going to come online pretty early this game, Ben. He's already almost got the Blink Dagger. Level 5. Not quite in fighting shape yet with only the level 2 Burrow Strike, but you get your Epicenter and you've got someone else to start it or follow it up, and you can get a quick kill with that. Get your level 7.
He's also been lucky with no Mud Golems. We need a Mud Glove count. He's had 0 of 6
That would be a cool production feature.
0 of 6 camp. That's pretty good.
I don't know if it's more valuable than like the track gold counter, but the Mud Golem counter should work its way into the game at some point. It's on the final stat screen. Number of mud golems spawned this game.
Out of how many camps?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's only really relevant in the first 10 minutes of the game, I'd say.
That's true.
Arrow comes out, will not hit the puck. I don't even think that's a kill. And he has a regen.
That would be more just like a showing off kind of arrow. You hit that one and you're just letting him know that at some point I'm going to hit an arrow that does get you killed.
You don't want to let people know where you are as Marana.
Yeah.
Limp in the trees.
Omni Slash is there, but that's a quick, calm leap away, and they'll make it out safely. TP comes in now from TC. He gets off the Plague, and he'll be Blade Furied for his trouble. Stampeded, but he'll break the coil. And it looks like TC will go down to the crit of Swindle. At the same time, on the other end of the engagement, the Witch Doctor falls, and now they run down IX Mike. It's going to be a 2-for-1. Everyone barely surviving through this. Limp going to TP out. Fluff winding his way through the trees, and he'll be forced to retreat out against Swindle Melons. But this does leave Ush total free farm in the top lane. He'll start split push. He goes for the early Claymore, and they don't actually get the tower.
If he were at bottom, they would have owned there, by the way. I think he would have gotten at least 2 kills, if not 3. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's worth farming, but he doesn't even have a TP scroll. It would have been a 3-second TP too on the T2 tower.
Yeah, it still works out decently here for Fire. Ush's total free farm. Your Sand King does have a very fast blink. Maybe Fire just feeling like they don't want to commit too much until that's online. And he hits nearly level 7 now. So the level 3 Burrow comes out. It's got a decent range at that point. And
that's just a really awkward defend, though. If they don't have Sand King Blink Dagger, which I can understand Fog, he's really close. He is probably at like 2,100 gold at the time of that fight.
That maybe just don't defend, yeah.
They either don't defend or they set it with Veno wards, because that's one of the strengths of Veno, is being able to just defend towers endlessly, even against the likes of
It was a bit of an uncoordinated defense. Like, they TP'd onto the tier 1, could have sent the Veno to the tier 2 a bit earlier and started prepping, but it seemed like they were caught slightly off guard by the complexity movement, and I guess part of that's the nature profit factor. Like, he just shows up out of nowhere, suddenly transfer there, your tower's getting pounded, and they kind of scrambled the defenses last minute. But
yeah, that was just really ill defense. So Juggernaut's going to have a lot of fun because of that.
Fresh shiny Blink Dagger activated, and they'll get the quick arrow follow-up here. Mana Void canceled by Ush, but kill actually goes the way of Fogged in the Sandstorm. So they don't get to accelerate that Battle Fury as much as they would have liked, but still, first Sand King Blink Dagger gank, a success, and Fog will now clarity up, continue work his way towards his Arcanes, so he now makes his presence felt, whereas for Complexity, still waiting on their Puck Blink, but it is coming fairly soon here for Bivero. Coil mid lane, they go in on TC, they have an Omni Slash, and this Juggernaut pick continues to pay dividends. Another crit, another kill. Swindle Melons getting aggressive, and so far the big playmaker for this team. 3-0-1. Every time Omni's up, he's pretty much getting a kill. Had the one miss coupon. Yeah, this is going to be an early Battle Fury for Ush, it looks like. At that point, I guess it's on your Puck to put some pressure on him.
I don't really think they need to put pressure on him, though. I think Swindle and Viver can control him later on, though. And Limp, if he goes in Orchid, too. They have a lot of tools to deal with the Blink. Blink Silence, Future Basher from Swindle Melons. Or they can just push, because Veno is very, very weak right now. And Sand King, only level 1 ultimate. I don't think they'll be able to have enough burst to kill them, especially without the Centaur Blink Dagger.
So far, the Veno pick hasn't felt like it's done much. You'd run Veno mid, you love to see like that super early mech, he doesn't have that yet. TC hasn't taken the tower, which generally Veno mids are pretty good at. Not quite Pugna level, but still decent. They haven't been able to convert the wards into tower defenses, as they did end up having to deny their tower bottom, so it does feel like it's been a fairly low impact pick to date. We'll see if that changes now that they've got their full AoE combo coming online, but heretofore, it hasn't really done too much.
I agree. Veno's supposed to be that hero like, crap, we can't push a tower because if we do, we'll lose a tower. And if we do, he's just going to drop wards and we're going to waste our time. That's the mindset that when you're playing as a Veno, you want them to be in. And I don't really think they feel that sort of pressure. He's like really easy to kill. They can bypass the wards easily with Nature's Prophet, with the Puck Blink that's out right now, and even Juggernaut Spin is decent.
Oh, they know. They drop it, or do they? They drop a sentry here. Maybe they don't know. But Biver's going to just skate right by. He's just on the periphery. He actually orbs in, gets the kill on Fluff. Oh, I guess they didn't know in the end. I think he was just de-warding there, but looked like he might have just anticipated the rotation and Turns out not to be the case, but poor Fluff. Literally right outside of the...
Well, they weren't scouting close
away.
enough. Ush was just a tiny bit away. He was in the fog when they dropped the sentry.
Yeah. And now the push is going to come. So they get their Urn on the Witch Doctor to go with the Abaddon heal and shield, as well as the Witch Doctor... Or, oh, sorry, not the Witch Doctor. The Juggernaut healing ward. Level 2. He is choosing to level it up. He also did choose to max Blade Fury. Some of the Chinese players have just been taking crit first, but not seeing that here from Swindle.
Dude, the 1 point is such value. 20% crit for 1 point.
And it's the same percentage, yeah. It's really nice. Juggernaut crit, I think, is actually besides PAs, the highest effective DPS in the game.
It's really good. It's also like really high percent and not that much modifier, which is
it's not as much RNG based as some other crits.
I like it.
You can set your hat by it. They're going to make their jump here on Z-Freak, it looks like, in a moment. Ush blinks back, but it's right as Z-Freak walks forward. Well, trap sprung, and it still works out. On a point use just to secure that kill. And now Ush will blink forward. He's going to walk right into Limp, and then the neutrals join the fray as well. Fluff with a double damager and roaming on through, and fogged into the tree line now. Perhaps setting up for a kill here. Vision, he's got it. Epicenter, he's going to blink right on top of 2. He catches them both, almost brings down Limp, gets the kill, and now looks to skate his way out of here. From the high ground comes the Gale, but Swindle's magic immune, so he won't be slowed or affected by that. And it looks like in the end he will try to retreat out. The healing ward, arrow, nice one from the fog by Fluff, and I don't know if that's enough to get the kill though. With the drums coming out, Swindle is very fast. He'll then get healed up by the Abaddon as the rotation comes through. Ush silence, caught in the tree line. This would be a big kill. But he blinks to the north. He's able to escape. He sounds up instantly, and he'll end up retreating out in the end. At the same time, the Radiant Courier, carrying the Urn as well as some very late tangos, ends up going down. Picked off by the Veno ward, it looks like.
I bet he regrets that Mana Void on Witch Doctor now.
Yeah, that could have been used to much greater effect elsewhere. They get a Courier kill out of it, though, and he does survive in the end. So Ush now, let's see, what has he got in the Courier? Vlad's completed. Going for a extremely just split push style build right now. Still very squishy, but with some points and stats, it looks like Ush should be fine.
They're pretty much neck and neck in farm right now, but with the Battle Fury up and the Vlads, I think that Ush will continue to accelerate his farm at a much faster rate than Jug, especially when they can't really take out any more T1s, because they're all dead.
Yeah, and with the puck blink, they haven't like taken control of the game by any means. So I guess now that's where, if you're Complexity, you look towards the Scythe of Vice or Orchid on the Nature's Prophet. Hasn't started building anything yet. Went back for a Midas actually, or a Scythe of Vice on your puck as well. But that's still a long way off. In the meantime, Fox, he's ready to play Dota right now. Jumps in on Biver, gets the kill with a Burrow Strike arrow follow-up. IX Mike also unveiling his own blink, and Fire just continue to connect. The triple stun combo. It's doing its work.
Yeah, Fog is really doing a good job of putting pressure on everyone on the enemy map. They have good instant escape defense abilities with phase and spin, but against the Sanking, it's really hard to pull off. They also need slightly better vision too. They have this one on top rune, but that's not really where Fire is. And
they have the Abaddon pick, which in theory is like a great combo breaker, but it's just hard to be in the right place at the right time, especially when your tier 1 top and mid are now down.
That ward's only useful for seeing AM, but they don't really have a good lineup to kill anti-mage right now. So I think they need it on the other side of the map.
Yeah, for now the anti-mage is just happily having his way with the Radiant side of the map as he pushes in the top lane. Now he's going to rotate through, tries to complete Ush. It is full prime as far as farming potential goes. And may look towards the Roshan if he's able to kind of draw Complexity that top side of the map, or if his team manages to scrape together a couple of kills. For now, totally content just to farm, and he begins to pull away.
Smoke. That was really strange. They all smoked, and then I think they were like doing a fake push, like keep a couple heroes around. But with the smoke pop, it's just really unlucky.
As they rotate out, Complexity, think about rotating in. That will prompt a Stampede, and now they wind their way towards the middle lane. They get the jump again on Biver, the Burrow Strike arrow combination. It's like every time these two go for a play, they make a kill happen. Fogged and Fluff. Particularly Fog, setting everything up for his team right now. On the other side of the map, your Puck, the big initiator for Complexity, just getting totally shut down. Biver just not having that high impact you'd like to see.
Jug also doesn't do well in the farm versus farm game. His skill set isn't really built for just farming neutrals.
Especially going like this build, which is definitely your go-to Juggernaut build, but much more of a constant combat type build up. Get your phase drums, look to fight a lot early, take advantage of the drum charges, the high stats, and push with the healing ward leveled up with the max Blade Fury as well. Definitely not like the... I mean, you don't normally pick Jug to AFK farm, but if you want to, this build is not really going to help you keep up as much with an AM.
Yeah, I must say the Abaddon pick actually hasn't been terribly useful. It was okay in the laning phase, but now when Fire just has much higher mobility and much better gank potential with Moonlight Shadow, the 2 Blink Stunners, and arrows.
Hello, Fluff! He tries to leap away, uses the Moonlight Shadow, but stays directly under tower range, unfortunately, so Complexity do get a quick kill there. Had the 2 illusions next to him, but as soon as that leap gets used, he's no longer in range of that for the Omni Slash bounces. Still, tower goes down. This one denied, though. So it's 1 deny for each team as we hit the 19-minute mark. It's been pretty low action, though. 14 kills, 19 minutes. More of a thinking man's type of game thus far.
Playing right into Ush's favorite, though. He was like 400 gold ahead of Jug. Now he's 2,000 gold ahead. And it's only going to get worse, especially if they can't do Roshan, which I actually like. The Sand King pick is just destroying them. They can't push because of the Sand King.
It looked like they were going to shut Fog down a bit early with the Treants kind of blocking the stacks, but it just didn't continue, and he still got a very timely Blink Dagger. Considering he also smoked top, didn't get a kill off of that, Fog has done a very remarkable job of just pulling himself back into this game and having a high impact for his team. Arrow comes through mid lane, and Swindle Melons will just calmly dodge away. They had Moon Meander here anyway, but top lane, this is the jump in onto Limp. He gets caught out. The double blink combo strikes again. Fire are just destroying Complexity with these blinks. I feel like Complexity is just not playing the tempo they were hoping for. You pick all these heals, the Nature's Prophet, you like to see them being the ones forcing the towers, being aggressive, pushing a lot early, shutting down the AM before he comes online, taking the fight to Sand King before the blink's out, but they didn't really hit their timing windows, and Fire just with the better movements overall.
Fire's really good at pinpointing Abaddon's general vicinity and then ganking where they expect him not to be. And by the time he TPs in, someone's already going to be dead. So they only have like maybe 1 or 1.5 seconds to react to this sort of gank. And that's where a hero like Puck really comes into play too. Because if they use their blinks in, you get in the coil, you Omni Slash. For the TPing jump, oh no.
Seafreak. That is not your base, my friend. He'll get jumped and easily blown up. Good rotation there.
Their wards still haven't changed too on the Radiant side.
They put this one up quite a while ago. I think that's the second time they placed it as well. Free Roche.
I mean, look at them in mid. They're just sitting behind Swindle.
The thing is, I feel like Fire don't even care about Swindle's farming right now.
Well, not when AM's farming.
Yeah. Now he goes for the Aghanim. Certainly a strong Juggernaut item, but it's much more of a combat type build. TC now going for the TP. Coil will break, but he should be okay at the fountain. And Fog will just walk away. Roche freely claimed by Fire, and nothing really gained by Complexity as a trade-off.
See, they're reacting now as to, okay, we're gonna bait people out, but that's like 5, 6, 7 minutes too late.
Oh, Swindle gets Mana Boy to get shredded. Moon Meander tries to save him, only got off the shield in time, and now Ush is on a rampage, surging forward, looking for the Abaddon. They're gonna leap them around onto the high ground. The ultimate will be popped. Borrow time, keeping him alive for now, but only for now, as this will end. Blake forward, all good things must, and Moon Meander, plinked by Fog, they'll bring him down. Meanwhile, IX Mike also setting up. The aggression starts to just ramp up here from Fire, and it seems Complexity just have no answers for it. They're getting run over.
Yeah, things did not go as they planned. I think with their strat, they wanted to push early with Nature's Prophet, Jug, and I guess a little bit for the Witch Doctor Guild, but I mean, it's the same story every single lane. People are just dying one by one by one by one.
They seem a little lost in terms of like what the game plan is. They're gonna leap forward with Ush again. He's using that Manta offensively. He's not even worried about getting jumped by this Puck with the build he's managed to acquire, or the items, as well as just the fact that he's got an Aegis. He'll take the tower mid, and that's while his team is setting up bottom. Fire going for things in multiple lanes. Bottom lane, though, there will be an Omni Slash. IX Mike manages just to four-step his way out of it. Crit. No crit. No. Blade Fury dodges out of the stomp. Really well played by Swindle to get that kill, as he will manage to prevent the blink out with that one auto attack. Then Blade Fury's dodging the stomp and brings him down. But all that work just gets a Centaur kill, nowhere near even scratching Ush, and I mean, the guy is just parked at your tier 2 mid.
I don't like the Axe build this game on Jug either. I think it's...
What would you rather see?
They need Lockdown, I think, for Anti-Mage.
So you go like Abyssal or Hex?
I think Abyssal is pretty good here, but at the same time, he doesn't really have mobility. Maybe like Blink Abyssal, too, so he can follow up with Puck and just kill people.
I feel like part of that's also just that the Puck is just nowhere near a Blink, where it puts a lot of pressure on Swindle to do everything for the team. The center from Fog comes through. It doesn't really accomplish too much. They try to follow this up with a fairly ineffectual Mana Void, but Ush still fights his way through this. The deny comes out onto Viver. Blink forward from Ush. He gets the bash, gets the kill. He looks for Moomiander as well. AM just right-clicking fools at this point. They'll blink, and again with Fog, Burrow Strike off the mark, but what does it matter? Another fight, another couple kills into Fire's pockets, and they drop these aggressive wards, but it doesn't feel like they're ever going to get to use them.
Scepter's also not an item that you use to farm more, too. Because Ush already has all his farming items, and there's no way he's going to be able to close this gap now with 6,000, especially not with an Ag Scepter. I think with a, Battle Fury maybe you can actually take on Ush once he blinks in, but if he blinks in with a Manta style, how are you going to kill all those illusions?
Even, I guess, there's like the Maelstrom option, potentially.
Yeah, Maelstrom's not bad either.
Pretty good with Jug's build up. He's got quite a bit of attack speed already.
But Anti-Mage has a Spell Shield. I think versus most carries would be pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe not so much this game. Ix might caught out here on the top side of the map, but he'll just Stampede, blinks on out, and will end up surviving. Now wants to re-engage as the rotation comes through. Your Sand King getting close, Fogged, continuing to stalk his prey, but Z-Freak will successfully retreat out here, and Complexity just kind of cornered on their side of the map. Even when they get out into the Fire territory, they just can't get anything done. And yeah, at this point, looking at potential lockdown for Anti-Mage, Viver has 1,700 gold. Oh, Juggernaut. Again, Swindle connecting. This time looks like he popped a drum charge, jumped on the Ix Mike, and managed to get the kill there. But yeah, I guess the main question will be, do they manage to farm up a Hex on the Puck? Maybe Juggernaut goes back for an Abyssal Blade. Doesn't seem like it yet, but Swindle's still a ways to go if he wants to farm that.
Or even like a Butterfly, I think. He can't ever man-fight the Anti-Mage at this point. Like, whenever he blinks Mantas, he's always just running away.
Yeah, AM's going to have slot issues pretty soon, so if he wants to go MKB, he's going to have to drop something like maybe the Flads. Gets silenced mid lane, but Ush continuing to chase forward, looking for Limpia. There is no Omni Slash, so he's very confident to get aggressive. Will get cast once, but they can't really follow this up. Arrow coming through, Swindle, Blade Fury looking to retreat, but the chase will be on. Nice block from Fog. Corners him in the tree line. Really well played there. And looks like the follow-up comes out. Swindle will end up going down. For now, the Abaddon trying to save him. Forced to retreat, but the Mana Void. Phase shift. Looks like Viper trying to retreat. Pow! Right in the Kissa. I'll get the kill with the arrow there. And meanwhile, there's a wild Anti-Mage in your base. Somebody control this man. My goodness. Is he even going to lose the Aegis?
It expires in about 5 seconds, so...
Oh, get that heal going, Ush. It's going to blink from the south side. The Aegis Prophet hitting him, but it's right before the Aegis pops, unfortunately.
Well, this game looks pretty close to about done. Swindle Melons can't really get any sort of momentum. He did well in the early game, too. Was the sad part for him.
The Puck just didn't have really any impact in the mid lane. They shut him down super well with the constant rotations, and
they also didn't have enough detection.
And then there was like, you go back to the laning stage and like plays like Moomiander just nuking the creep and then dying. Certainly didn't help matters. Gave Fog an even faster Blink Dagger. It just didn't feel like they were quite on their A game here. Complexity, good news for them is it is a best of 3, but they'll end up losing another here. Omni Slash coming out. It's gonna connect on poor Fluff and stuff, but the turn now comes. Not worth it if you end up going down here. And with the Mana Void, Ush gets the kill. He immediately prompts the borrowed time, and they'll just wait this one out. Gets another one. Wicked sick. The rising star in the North American scene, Ush will collect a triple, and with that, we get a GG. Fire, still looking hot as ever.
Yowza.
That was a beatdown.
That's demoralizing. Picked apart by the blinks.
Do you think they just ignored the Sand King too much? Was it more other heroes not getting enough out of their lanes? Or
I think they were actually scared of the Sand King too much by not pushing. I think if they push and then they like tank an epi, like, you know, Jug +1 gets caught out, and then they after that they go in with a Puck or something like that, I think it would have been a lot better for them.
They did take all the tier 1s, but they never really went for a tier 2 this game.
Yeah, I mean, Anti-Mage...
You know what it was? It felt like every time, like, maybe they would have gone for a push, someone was dead. You know, like, someone just got picked off by the blanks, and how are you going to group at that point?
Yeah, they were really good at, like, controlling complexity at all. Nature's Prophet wasn't able to go in for any offensive TPs, aside from the one in bottom lane. I think that's what they needed to do, was take a lot of 5-on-4s while Anti-Mage is farming, and make them pay for having this
He didn't get Manta until, like, 20 minutes. Before that, he's probably not going to do anything, but there was, like, that 10 to 20 minute mark where they didn't do too much. So, with that said, Complexity going to drop game 1 here. Fire looking good in this best of 3. Of course, I'm LD, he's Merlini. You can follow him on Twitter at Merlini Dota, myself at LD Dota. Guys, we'll be right back with your game number 2. Stick around.